All right. I am sitting in my car. I'll explain to you why in a minute. We're going to get out and we're going to go up here, but I wanted to show you this scene from down here. I am at, you are with me, I guess, the grave of the 25th President of the United States. Yesterday was number 29. This is 25. President of the United States, William McKinley. He was president from 1897 until he was assassinated in 1901. He was also the governor of Ohio before that. Obviously, he wasn't anything after he was president because actually he was shot in the stomach, but whatever. But the reason I turned the camera on down here at the bottom in the car is because I wanted to do a little intro before I got out, because this is kind of amusing what's happening here. So let's turn the car off. And let's actually put my sunglasses on because it is bright out there. It's also hot as balls out there. So let's get out and take a look. The thing that amuses me about this is, we're going to flip the camera here, is that this is the grave of President McKinley, but it also appears to be a relatively popular workout area. There are people, there's all kinds of water bottles down here along the wall, and there are just these people running up and down the stairs and jogging up and down the stairs and walking up and down the stairs. And if you see all the way up there at the top, when they get up to the top of the stairs, a lot of them are doing sit-ups and push-ups and stretches and things. So apparently President McKinley is an inspiration for a whole lot of people looking to get in shape. So I guess that's good for them. I'm not looking to get into shape. So we're just going to walk up these stairs once and talk about the grave. This is the William McKinley Presidential Library and Museum. I'll probably head over there after this, but this is the actual grave site up there in that dome. McKinley was a Republican. During his presidency, he was insanely popular. I said yesterday that Warren G. Harding was pretty popular. McKinley was very popular. Part of the problem McKinley has suffered with here since he died is because his vice president, when he was assassinated, was Theodore Roosevelt. And Theodore Roosevelt went on to become, if not one of the most popular and best presidents we've ever had, definitely one of the most attention-grabbing, let's put it that way. Theodore Roosevelt was really everything McKinley wasn't. He was bombastic. He was in your face. He was something. Theodore Roosevelt was something. McKinley was, he was pretty good, but he usually makes right around the middle of most people's rankings of presidents. He was the last president to serve in the Civil War. He started out as an enlisted man, and he ended the war as a major. He served all 4 years, saw quite a bit of combat, including serving at the Battle of Antietam. So McKinley don't mess around, but his legacy does suffer from having Theodore Roosevelt come after him. And maybe I should start to try and get in shape like the rest of these people, because I'm kind of winded walking up all these stairs. I said yesterday at Harding's grave that presidents of this era, when they died, they were put in these giant, colossal tombs, and that Harding was really the last one to have a tomb like that. McKinley was before Harding, and this thing is crazy. Let's see what we got over here while I get my breath back. So McKinley's buried here. His wife, whose name was Ida, is buried here. And their 2 young daughters are buried here. So yeah, it is. Let's see if there's a better way down, because I'm not in shape like these people running around here. It does appear to be those of us who live in the Chicago area. Was it Swallow Creek? Was that no, Swallow Cliff? The old toboggan slides that people just go and run up and down the steps. It appears to be what happens here at McKinley's grave. A bunch of people running up and down the steps trying to get in shape. Which, I mean, those steps, I just walked up them and I'm out of breath. It is quite an impressive structure here. It's on a hill. This is Canton, Ohio, that is over that way. Pro Football Hall of Fame is that way, I believe. It's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from here. Which annoys me, because I was in Canton before with Justin, and we didn't come see this. I didn't realize McKinley was here, which I don't know. It's hard to miss once you're looking for it. I mean, you can see it from quite a good distance away. Some of the exercisers, that lady there was out of breath. So this is the view from the steps of McKinley's grave. We're gonna go up to the front door here and see if there's anything about. No videos and no pictures. Let's see. Quiet and respectful in the tombs and on the grounds. Please remove hats and caps. I don't have a hat or a cap. It doesn't say anything about. No video. Justin, we were somewhere up north of here that had, I think it was like his birthplace, maybe, that we went to, but he's actually in here. And I'm gonna try and leave the camera on and we'll see what happens. I may not do much talking. Let's see if there's anybody in here. Okay. So there's nobody in here. I thought maybe there'd be like a guard or something in here, but there isn't. So that is President McKinley and his wife, Ida. It is a very tall dome. And you've got your flowers. I assume his kids are probably buried maybe over here somewhere. He had 2 daughters. I know one of them died very young, like within a year of being born. I don't know if, I don't remember how old the other one was when she died. Well, here, let's see. Daughter, she died 1873. Okay, she was 20. This one was 4 months and 22 days old. This one was 3. So they had 2 daughters, neither of which lived made it to adulthood. But he was a big guy in Ohio politics. He was the governor of Ohio. He was a state rep. He was a congressman. He was the governor of Ohio right before he became president. And he was assassinated, and he was one of the presidents that Robert Todd Lincoln witnessed his assassination, or was in the area of his assassination. He was shot in the stomach by an anarchist. Leon, I can never pronounce his last name, Klingholz, something like that, was a anarchist who thought that killing the president would advance the anarchist cause. And he shot McKinley, and McKinley lived like, I don't know, 6 or 8 days. He lived like a week or so afterwards, and he looked like he was getting better. He recovered a little bit during that 8 days, but he went downhill. Got infected and he went downhill pretty quick, and he did not make it, and it did not advance the anarchist cause. And Mr. Leon Klingholz was put in the electric chair like a month or so after McKinley died. They didn't mess around with capital punishment back then. You fucked around, you found out right quick. I gotta push to get out of here. So this is the view out of the door of the tomb. Very pretty view, very nice view. And this is the grave of President William McKinley. A lot of things. Had a pretty eventful term and a little bit. Let's see, was it 1901? Yeah, he won the 1896 election. He won again in 1900. So he did about 5 years or so. He was in charge of the country during the Spanish-American War. He oversaw quite a bit of territorial expansion. We annexed Hawaii during his presidency. At the end of the Spanish-American War, we annexed Cuba, the Philippines, Puerto Rico. We got American Samoa during his presidency. Obviously, Cuba. Actually, we didn't get Cuba. I think we took Cuba from Spain and occupied it for a couple of years, and I think we let it go in like 1905 or 1910, something like that. But we kept the Philippines all the way through World War II, and of course, the Hawaii is now a state, and Puerto Rico is still one of our territories. And Guam, we got Guam during that time. We got American Samoa during that time. Those are all still U.S. territories. So yeah, a lot of things happened during his term in office, which culminated in him getting shot. I think it was in Buffalo, New York. I'm not positive about that though. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure where that was where he got shot, but I believe McKinley is one of the ones that Robert Todd Lincoln was involved with assassination-wise. I think he was McKinley's Secretary of War, Secretary of State, something like that, and he was in the area when McKinley was killed. And obviously Robert Todd Lincoln also was around when his father was killed, Abraham Lincoln, and I think it was Garfield was the other one. Like he was actually, I think either McKinley or Garfield, Robert Todd Lincoln was like standing there when it happened, and then the other one, he was like in the area. I think McKinley, he was in the area, and Garfield, he was like standing there when Garfield got shot. Yeah, this is the grave of William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it today, but about an hour north of here is Garfield. He's in Cleveland. I haven't decided which way I'm driving today, if I'm driving north or if I'm driving east into Pennsylvania. But at some point on this trip, I plan to hit Garfield. But I may head east from here. And it looks like most of there's still some exercisers using the steps. Yeah, that guy's doing push-ups. So the steps aren't enough for him. He's just too ripped. He's going to do the steps, and then he's going to do some push-ups. He's working on leg day and arm day. Damn, son, how many push-ups you going to do? You're making me feel bad up here. Getting winded just walking up and down them. Anyway, that is William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States, assassinated in office. Like I said, he ends up on... I'll go in the shade. It's hot out here. He ends up usually somewhere in the middle of presidential rankings. During his presidency, he was considered to be very good at his job. The one criticism I've seen of him in various ranking lists and articles and things is that he tended to be guided. He tended to be guided by public opinion. He kind of let public opinion guide his policy, and while there is a certain element of that maybe works, sometimes the public don't know what the fuck they're talking about. He went to the Spanish-American War. Probably was going to happen either way, but the pretense that the United States used to start the Spanish-American War was absolute bullshit. The sinking of the Maine. At the time, the United States was adamant that Spain had sunk the USS Maine in Havana Harbor. It's 99.9% that no, that's not what happened. Spain did not sink the USS Maine. The USS Maine had a boiler explosion right next to the magazine where all the bullets are stored, and it blew the fuck up. But that's the cause we used to go to war with Spain in 1898. Probably bullshit, but war probably would have happened. We had decided that we didn't, as a country, the United States had decided we didn't want European countries fucking around in our hemisphere. stubbornly refused to stop fucking around in our hemisphere. Whether you were right or wrong, that was what the war was about. The Spanish-American War. I don't know what Spain thought they were going to do. If they didn't expect us to declare war, because I mean, even at the time, it was pretty obvious that if the United States and Spain went to war, the United States was going to bitch slap Spain. And that's exactly what happened. The United States bitch slapped Spain in like 6 months. And like I said, took Cuba and the Philippines and Guam and Puerto Rico and just all these other territories that we just like, no, that's ours now, fuck you. And Spain basically got dick diddly. So anyway, William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States. Hope everyone has a good day.